that flaw we had discussed before in a way that's going to
Hello, everybody. Oh, sorry. Scott was talking to people, but fuck whatever he was saying. Who gives a shit? We're back. We're back with some more. With hour 2 of Lost Initiative. Scott, what was going on, man? What did I interrupt?
Nothing. No.
That's good.
No.
So Bear, we left off. Bear was about to make a very important roll that could either end with him severely injured or caught or something. So he rubbed his lucky nickel, or prayed to his god. Prayed to his god. That's what it was, for a little luck. And you're about to go now. The quick question for you, Bear: do you have anything that you can cast on yourself that'll make this go better for you?
Well, Scott was just explaining to me that we do have inspiration available right now, I guess. So if I want to, I think this is probably a pretty appropriate time with my life basically being on the line to go ahead and give myself advantage. So,
Before you use that inspiration, there are 2 rolls you're about to make right now. So kind of make a decision on which one. One of them is to balance your way up to the end, and the other one is to make the jump. So it's actually both an acrobatics and an athletics roll, because I am mean enough to make you roll twice. You have a +2 on both of those. So it's just a matter of, what do you think is more important? The getting to the point of the board you want to jump, or the actual jump itself?
Oh, it's got to be the jump, right?
Well, there you go.
So
whatever your weakest roll is, man.
Yeah. Well, can I choose it like after the fact?
No, but like which one? Wait, are they both using the same?
They're both +2.
Oh yeah, so fuck it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Go for it.
All right, so we'll roll. The acrobatics is to balance out on the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we go.
Ooh. So as you're trying to balance your way up along the board, you actually lose your footing and you slip. Do me a favor, make me a dex save.
Okay.
Hey,
you're good.
Okay.
Ooh, good catch.
So you lose your footing. You're kind of like making your way along, rushing your way along the board. Obviously, not walking slowly. You're trying to get some like momentum behind your jump. So you're making your way, rushing your way along the board. You lose your footing. You start to slip, and then as you go down, you kind of grab the board itself with your hands, rebalance yourself. Don't even fall off or anything like that at all, and are able to pick yourself back up and actually bring yourself back off of the board itself to kind of recollect yourself before you try again.
It's that halfling luck, man.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Having just had a near-death experience, Otto takes a second to regather himself. Kind of.
He's like lying on this crate next to it.
What the fuck was that?
We haven't done this in a while. Hold on.
It's getting really nervous, getting anxious. And
Good luck.
finally decides, okay, I'm ready.
You can do this. Come on. No, you got this.
Just charges for it. Come on.
Hey!
Natty 20. Oh, that's amazing. It's awesome. Woo. So that's awesome. So with the 22 total, you deftly run your way along to the board to the exact point where you want it to be with your jump, and now you make your acrobatics, your athletics roll. This one you wanted to do with
the inspiration.
So that gives you advantage?
It gives him advantage.
Cool.
Exactly.
Okay.
Good luck.
Here we go. Okay, now I'm rolling twice, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we'll take the 11.
You didn't yell parkour loud enough when you did.
Yeah, you got parkour.
So luckily for you, because you had bridged that gap so much and ran along that board as far as you did, that 11 is actually enough to get yourself on the other side. Now, sadly, the landing on the other side is not exactly smooth. It's more of it's definitely a hard landing. You hit the side hard. Your legs kind of like hanging off of it. It's clearly going to bruise the next day. But you do make the jump. You make the gap. But more important than that, Sam, please, could you roll me a strength check with advantage?
Good luck, Sam.
I got -1 strength.
But you get
Just
advantage.
everyone's aware.
Yeah, but you get advantage.
But Addo's brain gave you advantage.
Holy crap!
Crit.
Oh man!
Oh god! Thank God!
A crit and a crit fail. So, I'm gonna take the crit.
Are you sure? Hold on. Are we sure that's what you want to
I
take?
think that's what I want to take.
Thank God this is not
Oh
either
my
like the White Wolf
gosh.
D10 dice system or like the Star Wars system, because that would negate any success.
Oh, that was amazing. Okay. So you are able to hold the board, hold it steady, the wood and everything. It shifts slightly, but not very much at all. It is still there in case you actually want to use it. Flashing back into the bar. The two of you, could you make me a perception roll real quick?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You first, Grumman.
Okay, you want me first?
You're-
Is this
you're-
a passive perception?
No.
You are in the middle of being drunk and playing gambling, so good luck.
But the two of you are actively listening.
All right, that's actually a good roll for you.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked. It's thinking. Bear with. There it is.
All right, there we go. So thunk, here's a thunk on the roof as Addo collides with it. Now with your passive Grommen does not notice this at all. Now with your passive perception thunk, you are able to see that a few other people do notice that as well. It was not as subtle as maybe you had hoped.
Who were these people?
That had noticed it?
Yeah.
Just a handful of people around the bar. Every one of them was human, but a handful of people around the bar kind of like look up and look around. And I would say all of them even kind of whisper to whoever it is that they're with. Did you hear that? One in particular person was sitting over near where that thunk came from. And they're being, whereas everybody else is more or less to kind of getting back to what they were doing. And no, you didn't hear anything? Guess I'm going crazy. I thought I heard my name. One
Classic
in
video
particular
game.
person-
Did I see something over there? Must have
Yeah.
been nothing.
Uh,
But a couple
Nuggets,
people,
though.
not so much.
Yeah, but there's one in particular person that's along near where that sound originated from, though you can't pinpoint it. You imagine it was the roof. That person is being a lot more audible about it and is not disregarding it as quickly as the others did. Again, human, male.
And he's just being annoying about it.
Yeah, like, no, I know I heard something. What the hell is going on
I mean,
up there?
isn't there a second floor though?
Dude,
Right?
There is a second floor, yes.
So I mean, I don't know.
Sam is getting nervous over there. He's like,
No, I just felt like if you heard a noise from upstairs, you'd be like, it's the people on the second floor being noisy.
Which is probably one of the reasons why most people have kind of disregarded the noise, but this one in particular, one that's pretty much directly beneath it, is being a little more touchy about it.
Where is this guy? Is he like up against?
Ramen doesn't see this right. He's not perceptive enough to notice this.
Is
No,
this guy
sorry, Graham is not.
near a
No, because
window
you're,
or?
you're more removed from it and you are a bit more distracted than Thonk is.
Also, you're cheating right now.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah, you're doing like freaking like Chris Angel shit. It's all good. Is this guy like near a window? Like what's he near right now?
he's not. I mean, there's a window on that wall. It's not like he's sitting directly next to it or anything like that.
I'm just trying to figure out how I wanted to like, because he's basically, my thought is he's gonna get more inquisitive if he doesn't get distracted by something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy and just have the window near him just fly open, like it just opens. Basically, it unlocks and will fly open is what it does.
So you want the window to be menacing.
or just like enough to distract him and catch him off guard and like focus on something else is like the
Take
goal.
his attention off what he just
Yeah,
said.
basically it's here to like, oh, well, that was like scared me, or that was either strange, and maybe he'll just focus on that. That's the goal.
Awesome. Do me a favor, whether it be a deception or an intimidation, I know you're using a spell, but you're trying to be creative with the magics that you're using. Roll me either, again, a deception or an intimidation for the tactic, and then describe after you roll.
Intimidation. I rolled a whopping 8. Great job. Honestly, all I was going for, like I said, is just making subtle gestures using thaumaturgy, and the goal was to have like the window either with it blow inward with like wind, if that's the kind of window it is, or more weirdly, if it's one of those that it slides up out of nowhere, like creepily. And
So that does happen. I mean, it is not very intimidating to this. It's a window making noise.
Yeah.
So he does look over at the window. It does catch his attention as well as a few other people's attention, and he doesn't seem very convinced by it. However, one or two of the other people nearby, that's what it is. There's just the window is loose. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And they kind of almost give you an ad hoc award to what it was that you were trying to do, because they were easily sold on what it was that you were trying to do.
works for me. So they're trying to talk him down, basically.
Exactly. So looking at him and kind of like judging him, you're not completely convinced that he's completely convinced, but at the very least, you shut him up for now.
I'll keep it. That means I'll be
You give
keeping
me
a.
the signal, Thonk. Give
No,
me-
no, no. I honestly,
that?
like, I want you to continue drinking and gambling because, man, I hope shit goes wrong.
I wish I had a friend like Thonk that just wanted to bring me drinking and gambling all the time.
Yeah.
Great.
I like,
Doesn't he has ulterior motives?
to be honest,
man.
like, if I notice your drink is getting low, I will send a drink over your way on my tab.
Yeah, by that he means he's gonna fill your cup with his since it's not even.
That's
missing a
exactly what I'm talking. Like, I'll
Does
come over.
Robin
I'll
notice
come
that you're
over.
doing that though.
I'll come over with my drink and be like, oh, I got you another.
step.
Oh man, since he's doing that, Grauman is drinking even more.
That is the plan. That is
So
the
every once in
plan.
a while, you do make your way over to Grauman. So it does become a little bit more obvious that while you're standing over there and just kind of do whatever you're doing, this is clearly an active friend of yours that you're interacting with periodically. That does become more apparent to
I'm
anybody
the-
that-
You don't just look like a weirdo.
It's probably looking like you're cheating with me, like you're giving me signals.
Oh, man,
like,
I'm like-
on the wall, card watching or something.
I'm like your designated walker. I gotta get you home.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
He's my DD.
We believe you.
stag party.
Everyone needs a designated orc. I'm just saying.
Awesome. All right, so flashing back outwards, Addo lands on the roof with a nice big thunk, and ow! You know, like he doesn't necessarily exclaim or anything like that, but it does hurt his leg.
It's like a silent ow.
Yeah. Hey,
Otto is he's pulled his leg up and just going. About like 13 times in a row.
Rye, after seeing how this whole thing plays out with Addo, what do you want to do? Do you choose to try to make the jump as well, join him over there, or do you choose to become more of a spectator in this situation? What's your
Well,
course
Rye
not.
knows she's bigger and can jump way further than a halfling.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an issue. So I probably only have to jump from like half this board.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Rye is kind of like, get out the way. Get out the way.
It hurts.
And her best foot forward on the board and like testing the weight on the board. She's getting ready to make the run.
With your first foot just like weight still back on the roof, 1 foot on the board, testing it, it's practically not even moving. It's not moving much more than a wiggly board would be inside of a house. So you're feeling rather confident with that weight that's put on there, as opposed to you standing on and holding it down while you run across it. So you go ahead. You're going to make an acrobatics to stay on the board. Now the acrobatics is going to be more difficult for you because you are larger, no offense. And then you're going to have to make your athletics, which should be again easier because you are much larger, no offense.
Okay. Before I do this, I want to throw a coil of rope to Addo.
All right. So that you easily get it across the gap. That's not an issue. It lands flop. Addo's able to go over there and hobble over there and grab it.
Can I perceive like anything he can tie it to? Like a chimney or...
I mean, he can perceive it as well. Both of you guys can see something that he could tie it to, whether it be like a part of the actual roof over here, maybe kind of walk a bit that way. There are things that he could tie it to. As for
There you go.
Oh, God.
You guys, you're so lucky you have advantage right now because
That's not advantage,
That was
that's
an advantage.
roll and then my roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one was out.
Oh,
So Rye was just like, I got this.
This is like, this whole thing is my plan, and like, I couldn't even climb on the fucking roof.
I thought you had advantage. Oh my gosh.
so Addo, I was actually gonna have you roll an investigation to make sure that you find something that you feel as though is secure. So it's not gonna be like, oh, it broke.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Here we go. Nat 20.
But really, he cut the rope.
It might break. So you make your way over to whatever it is that you feel as though it's a nice secure spot to tie this to, and you do a little knot there. You know, you have to roll or anything. You just get a nice little knot on that, and you feel as though it's nice and secure. I assume, much like she was doing on the other side for you, you grab the rope and hold it steady on this side as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What are you doing with the rope there, Rye? Are you kind of pulling it taut before you get started? Like, what's your plan here?
I pull it like as taut as it'll go, and then like tie it around my waist. So in worst case scenario, I don't die on concrete when this jump goes to hell. I'll probably just like end up with my feet dangling in that open window that Thonk just so graciously opened up. But it makes me feel safer, right? It gives me more confidence
Awesome.
in what I'm about to do.
So you're tied to a rope, and Addo is the fulcrum.
Oh my fucking
Great.
god.
Yeah,
I got you, man.
he's got me. He's got me. I don't want you guys to stress about it.
No, it's fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Again, flashbacks of like Looney Tunes with Wile E. Coyote.
There had to have been a better way, gentlemen.
All right. Raya assumes like a racing position.
Oh, jeez.
Like she's like got the fingers on the rooftop, and then she goes for it. So I want my rolling acrobatics to stay on the plank.
Acrobatics, stay on the plank.
All right, let's do that first. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Awesome.
okay.
She gets exactly to the point where it is that she wants to, where she wants to be. As a matter of fact, she does such a good job. She even risks and succeeds in taking one step further, feeling like the weight of the plank there. Definitely runs across. It gets even one step further and hops for the other side. Athletics check. Oh God. Oh wait.
I'm gonna make the jump with inspiration. Is it athletics or can I make acrobatics?
It is an athletics check for this one. Yes. Yeah.
This way. All right.
Oh no! Oh no!
Ah,
Oh no!
ew.
I'm gonna puke.
This is going to be great.
Oh man. Okay. Could we have Addo please make a strength check?
Oh
to
god.
try to
Really? Okay.
pull that gap, try to pull it in as
How much?
as
Do you have any inspiration at all, Bear?
No, it's he's not inspired after seeing that jump. Oh.
Big money.
Yeah!
Nice.
So as soon as she starts running, you take this thing and you start like thunk, 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 running across the rooftop as fast as you can and pulling this thing with you as you go. So you get to take a few steps and you're pulling it as hard as you can to shorten that gap. So God forbid this happens, which happens. And so as I said, sadly, you are the fulcrum and she's Wile E. Coyote, and there is a swing and a slap against the wall. However, because you did so well with your pulling, you're able to get her to the ledge. So she's able to, whereas before you kind of, you ate it a little bit with your leg, she's more of hands over face catching the ledge as best she can. And her body is kind of swinging.
My legs are just dangling down into the street.
But because of the force, you do smack the wall with your legs. It does make another loud crash that this time is much more audible, and Grommen is able to hear as well, not having heard the other one beforehand. I'll get to them in a second. So you're dangling there. Your arms hurt. Your face hurts a bit from like smacking the back of your hands. And I suppose Addo comes over and helps you up like a gentleman once again.
Addo, struggling with the weight, utters, "We probably need to do more squats."
I'm like rise a little concussed, and she's like, "I thought I was gonna make it, man. I thought I was gonna make it."
Okay, so while that's happening, flash downstairs, you guys hear a much more audible thunk. So this is the first one you heard, Grommen. Thunk, you first.
Okay, so this is an audible thunk. So thunk. My plan here is pretty fucking simple. Grommen, being a few beers in, I'm assuming, doing really well gambling, and I'm assuming winning most of it. My plan is to walk up to the table, and I'm gonna reach over. And I obviously no evidence of this, but I'm gonna be switching beers with Grommen. Like Grommen's beer, like, hey, I got you another beer. I'm gonna place the beer on the table.
Roofing my beers.
No, not at all. I'm just hoping you get trashed so you have even lower, like, bar of thought. And I'm just gonna look to the guy next to her and just be like, "So you're aware he's been cheating this whole time?" And I'm gonna walk away.
Okay, so before that happens, to go with that cheating that you've been doing this whole time, actually, because like I said before, that roll that you made was for the next time that it became relevant, which is that gap of time that just passed, you actually were able to do well in this past gap of time with the gambling, and you've even profited a good amount of money. So let's say that the pool you originally put in there was 10 silver, which is quite the hefty pool, but people were pretty far along the game when you came in. At this point in time, your pot sitting in front of you is looking at like 13 silver. You've gained like a 30% profit. You're doing very well. And he comes by, puts down the beer, and says that to everybody around the table.
What is the reaction from people around the table?
One, they were having kind of ragging on you a little bit, like the rapport between you and them, because this guy keeps coming over and dropping off beers for you. So you can imagine the kind of jokes that they've been saying about this the whole time. But, you're laughing and joking or whatever with them, just, having a good old time. But when that happens, they just kind of like their faces just kind of drop and they look at you. And you can kind of see that they're not exactly the brightest. And then again, you're not either. That you can kind of see the gears turning in their head very slowly as they're like, it doesn't matter whether or not it's true.
Yeah.
You got more money, and I had more money, and then you showed up, and now you have more money, and
Grumman kind of slams his drink on the table, stands up, and looks he's like 7 foot tall. He's a pretty big dude, 250 pounds. He uses all of his stance to kind of like hover over this table, and he's like, I did not cheat. Are you calling me a cheater? And he like picks up his mug and throws it at the wall.
So, in reaction to that, if I get a reaction to that,
I just want her to roll an intimidation.
Oh yeah,
check with
go
that,
please. Go ahead.
But you can speak while she rolls.
So my goal here is like, especially if she rolls well with intimidation, which she rolled all right. I wanted to cast.
I'm so drunk I don't throw the mug that far.
I just wanted to cast thaumaturgy, and from like a different table or a quarter of the room, I just wanted the words like cheater to be shouted. I just want to rile up the room. That is the goal, to rile up the room and just cause a fight while I head up the stairs calmly.
Okay, well, I keep doing it. I'm sorry, Grumman. He does this reaction, I never, blah, 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 and throws the mug at the wall, to which you two outside hear something smack against the wall outside. What was that? and
Knock on my face. I'm not interested.
And you stand up in your full force, and you think that you're like convincing these people to back down. Then all of a sudden behind you, you hear, cheater! And that just reinvigorates the people in front of you. And then it's just screaming and shouting and people yelling at each other. And after like a moment or two of this yelling, which I imagine you're yelling back as well, one of them even reaches forward for your pile of coins and starts.
Oh, shit.
Now, mind you, like I said, you currently have a pile of 13 silver, but it's not like it's all silver. Like you have a mix of silver and copper in there. And since 1 silver is 10 copper, that's a big pile of coins. And they're just kind of grabbing out of your pile like, this is mine, you cheater.
Can I do like some kind of like athletics check or something?
You can do what you'd like. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to like get the coins away from all of them. And
so you just kind of want to like poof, and grab all the coins. And
yeah.
mine.
Oh, this is working perfectly. Oh God, I just like the camera angle
tries to fight just Grumman.
Yes, and I'm hoping Grumman kills a lot of them, and there's a lot of blood.
And then he dies.
Yes, I missed the voice.
I missed the voice.
Oh, that's amazing.
I just have like this camera angle of like just the camera's like got half of my face in its shot, the rest is over my shoulder, and just like the small smirk flicks up on my lip as I go up the stairs.
And behind is just chaos.
And it's just chaos happening. I'm just like, yes.
Okay, so so what you can roll to do that, I would say, because you're just kind of like force your way over it and pull it away from all of them, I would say you could probably roll a strength check. You roll a strength check, just kind of just pull everything away from all of them.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful. So you just knock their arms aside, grab the stuff, and start pulling it forward. Now, in doing this, whether or not there was an argument that could have been made, because Robin's kind of charismatic, whether or not an argument could have been made, it's over now. The entire bar is in an uproar. People standing up, screaming and shouting. And much like with a lot of cinematic bar brawls, old fights start to come up from other... You cheated against me last time we were... Oh, blah, blah. And just the entire bar very quickly erupts into a huge brawl. The upside is, holy crap, it's loud, and holy crap, it's violent. The downside is, at least half of the bar have their attention specifically on Grumman. It's easy to have like a focal point of focus, and that's what he happens to be at the moment.
That
So-
was fucking perfect. Thank you, Grommen, for being this huge orc, the drunk, and your sleight of hand 20 was just fed into it perfectly.
Oh my god.
So Gromit at this point is like trying to put all the coins into his pouch.
So
Some of them
Handfuls
not
at a
fitting,
time?
So he's just like putting them into his like codpiece or something at this point.
as Gromit is just kind of like pulling all the coins in, people are coming at him, and like the two of them are grabbing his big arm and trying to like pull his arm away from being able to do that. You know, he kind of flicks them off relatively easily and keeps going. Others are grabbing at him, grabbing at the pouch, trying to pull it away, so on and so forth. I mean, everybody's just kind of like starting to jump on him. Somebody actually jumps up onto the table and like swings and connects a punch against Grommen's jaw. So
Oh, God.
as the jaw is like, Maggie,
I
you-
get like some defensive action here. This is like I'm calling initiative at this point.
Oh, absolutely. But I can tell you that whatever your reaction is, this person is instantly regretting their decisions to do that. So you don't worry about initiative. You just swing. You go right ahead.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, hold on. Wait, are we actually busting out the great axe, or is this?
This is a barber. You can't use weapons.
Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
have
but
done
Grommen
that.
is Grommen is
Someone
in,
can
hold on,
please
hold
the
on.
guy in half.
Argument for the great axe. Grommen is
Oh, no, you don't need to anymore. We're good.
Grommen is incredibly intoxicated.
I just punched him.
That's all I'm saying.
She probably just disintegrated his
I just
face.
like one shot like Mike Tyson'd him right there.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so you just critical hit this person on the bar. In one punch, you just shattered most of the bones. You know, his bones are just broken, and he just kind of flies backwards off the bar, a broken man. I will say that the people around you, immediately around you, take pause for a moment before they jump back at fighting at you. However, the people around where he landed see the unconscious broken mess after a single hit from this 7-foot tall massive half orc, just kind of go, okay, we lose. And choose to either engage with somebody else in a bar fight or just leave. You know, their tab doesn't have to be settled at this point, does it? And just leave. So the number of people sounds like Andre the Giant. oh, rest in peace.
Oh my God, so good.
So the number of people attacking around you still is much less, but there are still people attacking around you. We're gonna flash the attention back outside for a second. All right, so the two of you are lying on the on top of the porch, the roof, and Addo's leg is feeling a little bit better. But how are you feeling, Ryan?
I'm good. I'm good.
Brushing his shoulders off.
This ain't the
Fine.
first time Rye's eaten shit and won't be the last. All right.
A little bit of a concussion, you know.
She
not big
walks
deal.
off. Yeah.
Walk it off.
It's not bruises. It's raccoon look. I'm going for it. It's eyeshadow. Okay. So you kind of collect yourselves, bring yourself back together, and make your way, I suppose, to the window. Now, sadly, you did not secure the information of which window was, in fact, his window. So what's your plan at this point?
I look at Rye and ask, which window is it? Do we know?
One of them. It's one of them.
Why don't we know which window it is?
I don't. I'm just gesturing at the window. Let's just go.
Just pick one.
Let's pick one.
All right.
So Rye's suggestion is to play this out Peeping Tom style.
This one,
This is like the best scene ever.
I just can imagine like
got like our little bandanas on, our little black bandanas. So we're just like
I can just
through
ride
every
just
window.
looking through a window, and I was like, "Is that the one?" She's like, "No, but this is a really good view."
Okay,
I
so
forgot about the bandanas. We're so muffled.
God,
Just on the roof, and all we can hear downstairs is, I do not cheat. And we're just like, fuck.
oh,
So,
my God, this is what happens when you fail your rolls. All right.
All right.
essentially you load the dice. You
I
load.
know what this guy looks like.
Yeah, you know what he looks like. Yeah, definitely.
I could like identify his sleeping head.
If you needed to, whether or not somebody's sleeping through the commotion that you now hear coming from downstairs, because by the time that you guys are having this argument, there is again, I did not cheat, as whoever just said. Like there is a lot.
Whoever just said.
Downstairs, yeah. So well, which one of you guys just said it. So you are hearing all this commotion going downstairs, and with that being said, inside the windows around you, not all of them, but some of them, a candle has been lit, and now there is light inside that room. So it does make it a little bit easier to look into for those of us who don't have as blessed of eyes as the others. So you make your way over there. I'm going to need stealthy check to go up to, is it the same window or two different windows you guys are going to make your way to and kind of, peeping Tom style?
I think I just describe the general features of the man, and then we like split up and we look in a window each.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So roll for me your stealth checks, please. Oh God, I'm staring at
my
that 23 from ramen.
Not anymore. You're not.
All right, yeah. Oof. Oh, Rye. Why didn't you stay on the other roof?
I love that this is all Rye's plan, and she's just like fighting.
I have
And Otto's like, I wasn't even part of this team.
2
But
points in stealth more than Otto, and that's
you do.
this is my life.
Just imagine fucking Rye been like knocking on the windows. Are you in there? No, not that one. Spy Master.
Oh, jeez. I love it. Okay, it's grace and failure, right? Grace and failure. So we'll do Addo first. Addo makes his way over to a window and just kind of like stealthily looks up, kind of drops to all fours at one point in time. And because as I said originally, there was a bit of a slope to this point of at this point of the roof because there's a smaller area for the second floor as there's the first floor. So you're dropping to all fours at points and kind of crawling your way up to the window that you do. And you do the whole looking around and you see there is commotion going on in the room that you're looking into. There's two people inside. They're kind of sitting up and having a conversation. You listen. They're clearly talking about the commotion downstairs. The gentleman of the two of them is throwing on some clothing. Looks as though he might be going to check out what's happening. And then Rye goes over and tries to make her way as stealthily as she can over to another window. And as she's walking over there, she kind of steps and slips on one of the clay
roof tile,
roof tiles, and it is outside, and that causes a few of other ones above it to kind of shuffle down a little bit, which makes some noise. So by the time she actually kind of stumbles her way to the roof itself, the ledge itself, she's not looking over it immediately so much as using that area to kind of like hide and hope that anybody looking out doesn't see her because of the noise that she's made. After waiting a moment or two, she does peek inside and look around. Luckily for her, there is nobody inside this room, but the door is ajar.
Do either of the men in my room look like the man that Rye described to me?
There's one male, one female, and no.
Okay.
Is there a bedside table in the empty room?
In the room that you're looking in, you do not see a bedside table, no.
Okay. How many other rooms are left on the floor for us to check?
You don't know off the top of your head because you can't see around the whole building, but you know that this upstairs is even smaller than the inn that you guys have been hanging out at.
There can't be that many more.
No, because that one's 7, so.
Okay.
So you guys make your way, I assume kind of like going opposite directions, make your way over to the next one.
Yeah.
So again, please roll me a stealthy check.
Oh my god.
Come on, you got this, man. This is what you're built
got
for.
one.
God
Oh,
damn it!
he calls it a stealthy check.
I rolled a 1. That's a 1 because I get +4.
No!
Buddy.
I'm coming up the stairs, man. Remember that, all right? Whenever you want to throw a thonk up there, I've been on my way.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Thonk's coming, baby.
I just saw Adams. Oh my god, you guys have the same exact number.
Yeah, the same roll.
Awesome. So you guys go over to the windows that your respective windows to go over, which coincidentally are the last 2 rooms over there. As you make your way over, both of you guys are rather noisy in doing so. Rye, because she's still, her face still hurts, so she's kind of like trying to like rub where it is that her face hurts, loses sight of where she is for a moment, and kind of bumps into the window that she's going to look into. Once again, completely hides. Like, what the hell am I doing? I am good at this. I am actually good at this. Pull it together. Pull it together. And
what it is Rye's just so infatuated with Otto, she just can't stop thinking about him.
Peeks around to look inside. Luckily for Rye, the person inside is another half-orc or orc and sleeping very, very heavily, audibly snoring.
You are
and
lucky.
doesn't notice anything. Addo, walking around to the other side, does a similar situation to what Rye was before. Instead of it being a tile that gets kind of knocked loose, trips over it and makes like a oomph as it happens. And when he dusts himself off and goes to look inside the window, he sees somebody inside the window looking back out at him.
There it is.
Right.
There's only so many okays the DM can slide your way.
Rye stares right back into the eyes of the person looking at him and goes, "Hello."
The person looking back at you looks familiar. Like they may have been described to you before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
Thonk's walking up the stairs.
Okay, great.
So we have Thonk walking up the stairs. As he goes up the stairs, you see a woman push her way past you quickly, kind of run down the stairs to check. So my apologies. Going to run past you, to push her way past you, go downstairs. Goes, what the hell's going on down there?
Gambling bar fight. I would steer clear if I were you.
So you go to do that. So you say that. She kind of like gives you a quizzical look and, being nosy, does make her way continuing down the stairs to see. The next person you see is a man who's pulling his shirt the rest of the way down, kind of making sure his pants are on right and everything, tying them tight, tied tight.
Yep.
And making his way out of his room to go check things out. And
I'm gonna
stops.
I was gonna say I'm gonna stop him if I can, like if I'm walking towards him, stop him in his door and just be like, for your safety, I recommend you stay in your room tonight. There's a fight downstairs that is getting rather dangerous rather quick.
Who the hell are you? Looking you up and down, seeing a large half-orc wearing heavy armor, a mace at the side, a shield strapped to the back, looking at you, inside a place that you wouldn't be there. There's 4 rooms, and you're not one of the 4 people.
That was
who
to
the hell are
say
you?
someone attempting to avoid the carnage downstairs.
So you're hiding up here?
So I was next to the stairs, and I wasn't gonna wade my way through the crowd. I'll step out of the way and gesture to the stairs. Feel free to try your luck.
No, he clearly he's not very convinced with what it is that you're saying, but he's just kind of like, no, you just do you, and just kind of shuts the door, like
That works.
trying to avoid whatever this situation is that's happening.
That woman's in trouble. She went down the stairs. Good luck to her.
You do see 2 other doors
Okay.
that are not open. When you get your way to the top of the stairs, you wait a couple of moments and
Yeah, I'm basically listening. Is there noise coming from either one of them?
At the moment, you don't hear any. Wait, actually, you do hear something coming from one of the doors. You make your way over to it, kind of do the best you can to listen in. Roll me a perception check to hear it better.
9.
You hear some like.
Okay, so it is straight up just snoring. Okay. And the other one?
Oh, before we get to that, back to Grommen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want the carnage, baby. Bring it on.
So Grommen is downstairs, and as we said, there's people piling on him, and the first person that even would dared to actually swing at him probably hurt fractured a bone in the connecting with his jawline, and he broke that person in return. There are a bunch of others kind of grabbing on Grommen, many of them kind of trying to tackle him down. It's like when you see at a kid's birthday party, everybody tackling the fun uncle. Except this uncle isn't so fun, and these aren't just harmless children. So, Grommen, how do you handle this situation?
So I just have like a bunch of people climbing on me.
Trying to take you to the ground, maybe to hit you, stomp you out. Other people are starting to pick up like mugs and throw them over in your direction. Whether or not they hit you doesn't really matter. They are hitting other people around you as well. Some people are grabbing like bar stools and using against each other around you. Like that around you is just chaos.
Okay, so I guess if there's people on me, I'm trying to like grab them, like grapple them like with my hand and like throw them off or knock them off. And if like something's being thrown at me, I'm using the people that are like climbing me to freaking block like shields and like making them take the hits.
Awesome. So for throwing people off, quickly roll me an athletics check, please. Oh my god. Jeez. This feels like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why is all the meaningless rolls in the bar?
Just when he's really
being
wasted.
crit?
Meaningless.
rolls are
She's
not.
keeping everybody distracted, man.
No, she's just throwing people in a bar. That's not something that needs a good roll.
Oh my god.
Okay, she's in real danger. Okay, real danger, or he. Sorry. So you are taking these people, and you're just kind of some of them. If they're scrawny little people, kind of picking them up, almost wedgie style from the back, and tossing them off a bit. Some of you kind of hoisting them and hurling them back into other people. Whether or not those people are also trying to come at you or fighting each other doesn't matter. You're just throwing people off you to the best of your ability. Sometimes people grab your arm, so as you do it, you're trying to like reel back to do whatever it is that you're doing. Like 3 people grab your arm or so, and you just kind of and pull it free, knocking them to the side as you do so. I mean, you're just large and impressive to these little people. And as things are getting thrown across the bar, you notice it after the first 1 or 2 things bump into you, and you realize more or larger things are getting thrown. You tried to defend yourself. Do for me a dex save, please. Okay, so you're obviously not able to block everything. There's a bunch of stuff being thrown, but if there's a larger thing coming your way, that maybe whether it be like a big glass bottle or whatever, you grab somebody up and you throw them in the way and it hits them in the back of the head or their back or their side or whatever the case may be. And a lot of the things coming your way, if you notice them, you're able to block them. So I'd say solid 40% of what's coming your way, you're able to have ping off of somebody else instead. Things that would have otherwise connected with you. I mean, you're just laying carnage on these people. So they do continue to come at you and whatnot, but I imagine beyond just swinging, Grauman has words or reactions he would like to do.
Sure. Like, so people are hitting me and stuff. Like, what are people saying certain things to me or anything like that?
They're cursing at you. They're saying whether it be dumb half orc or cheater or whatever it may be. They're throwing various curse words out there. It's not exactly it's a witty repartee.
All right. I don't think at this point he's like making any like full-on sentences or anything. He's just like making a bunch of noises and kind of like getting enraged and just and I think that's what's helping him get through this and just kind of like knocking people off and stuff. And he's still demanding that he wasn't cheating.
Absolutely. Now, for mechanical purposes, is he actually getting enraged or just thematically just being loud and screaming and so on and so forth?
Sure. I mean, at this point, I think he would be like technically.
Sure. Awesome. So everything I was saying before, as he actually falls into that chaos in his mind that almost becomes like a Zen focus, he is able to even more easily throw people off of him. Can you just do me one last favor, please, Maggie? Roll me an intimidation check as you're just owning these people around you.
All right. There we go.
So whether it be you throwing somebody into another group of people with a roar or whatever it is, you're just being loud. Like you said, no sentences, just unintelligible screams or a random curse here or there. The people around you, not just because you're beating them back, but because you're scary as hell, the crowd is thinning. Not so many people are jumping in and wanting to fight you. More and more people are deciding to either hit somebody else, to leave the bar, or to just be knocked out cold because you hit them. And so less people are coming at you. It's getting easier. So uniting the three of you upstairs, all in unison, you all hear said at the same time, "Who the fuck are you and what are you doing outside my room?"
Wait, are they coming through the window or are they on the hallway with me?
Oh, they're outside the window. He's saying this directly. They're saying this directly to Addo's face.
Okay, so but I'm on the other side of the door.
So, sorry, what Thonk actually hears is, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, okay, I just wanted to make sure I was confused for a minute. Shit.
After he says that, I like yell at Addo from across the roof, and I'm like,
Is he in that room? Is that the room?
All right. Shit's going down.
So Otto, having just been interrogated, hey, sir, late night tile repair. Yeah, I noticed quite a few of these tiles up here on the roof are looking pretty shabby. So we got up here, my partner and I, we're just doing some late night work, chipping away.
You say
Trying to
from
make it better
behind
for
your
you.
thief bandana.
Yes.
Dust from
To
the.
Yeah, I
make
need
sure
to- I
the
need to-
dust
I
and the
gotta protect
particles
this.
don't get in his mouth. You don't want to be breathing
That's
that
true.
shit.
It's
OSHA
asbestos.
OSHA
It's
regulations.
asbestos, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Can I roll a persuasion check on that? Is that gonna
One.
work for him?
please roll a deception check. And two, I love the
deception.
facts that you threw your friend under the bus that he has not seen yet.
Yeah. I had to.
Rye's like, thanks, buddy.
I'm just like, no, friend. No, friend.
Oh no, that's not.
Oh,
right.
Oh
jeez.
boy.
He's not convinced.
Yeah.
Just not.
Wow,
not,
surprise.
Shocking, right?
Not convinced. And two, you're not sure if it was there before, but you definitely see a dagger in his hands now.
All right.
So I think my time for talk has passed.
You are correct.
Mm-hmm. Otto
To the roof, sir.
runs away.
That would have been so badass if you would have made that, though. That's a
I
good
know.
excuse.
Yeah.
Can I open the door at this point?
Yeah, you can at least try the handle because
I will try the handle.
Otto prays to the thonk mom.
All right. Thanks, Mom.
Should we try and like lure him outside first?
Well, so the door handle jiggles, and the door does not open. So Thonk does that, and when this happens, Addo, not aware of the fact that the door handle jiggled, all of a sudden, what you see is he just kind of snaps his head looking the other way, and he snaps his head looking back at you, and he's like, and you're kind of like trying to. You see this moment where he's being distracted. So as he turns to go address whatever's happening behind him really quickly, you said you're turning to run away, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you Sir Robin the situation as he goes up to the door and
I'm preparing an
quickly-
action.
You prepare an action. Addo, are you tail between your legs running as fast as you can, or are you trying to...
I'm trying to get back to Rye mostly. I'm trying to say, that's the room. That's the room.
But are we doing this stealthily, or are we just run?
Let's stealth it. Yeah. Let's try to stealth it.
You just sneak back over to tell me.
Yeah. He has no
Don't
idea.
mess it up.
He's seen us.
really good. Awesome.
Nice.
You're
So
out.
So between when the doorknob's being jiggled and so on and so forth, when he looks back this way, looks back and goes to look back at you again, you almost pull like a Batman. You're like, he looks away as he's looking back. You're like, oh, and he's like, oh, where'd he go? and you sneak your way, kind of crawling again like you did originally, realizing that was a good idea you were doing initially. You crawl your way back over to where Rye is looking through a window and seeing a sleeping orc, and I imagine she was somewhat making her way over to you initially. So you meet up with her.
Yeah, I'm like on the corner of the building at this point, and he's like 5 feet away at the window. Kind of.
Were there rules about engagement of this particular person?
Don't die. I mean, one, you were trying to be stealthy, so if
We're
you
just
catch
we're trying to replace his lair, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But I mean, rules of engagement, like this person needs to stay alive or not.
considering he's the person that's supposed to be doing the heist tomorrow
Yes.
night.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware. Okay, I just want clarifying in my head what I'm going to be doing here.
Yeah, it wasn't clear originally, but it was made clear by Rye at a later point. She eventually kind of divulged the rest of the information. I think it was more at to the amusement of Grumman being lost, but eventually you did get all the information.
Okay.
So you hear a click, and as a lock is unlocked, and you hear it like a jingle as like a chain lock is unlocked.
Yeah.
The door opens up. Again,
Shit.
you had prepared an action.
Yeah, I prepared an action, but I'm not going to take that action any longer. Actually, can I cast ability check? And no, it's an ability. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to have to try to talk my way out of this. Okay. So he opens the door, and I am standing there.
Yes, you see him standing there, and very obviously brandishing a knife, not being nice about it. It's quite threatening.
That's
so.
fine. I'll look down. I'll look down to the knife.
Without words being said, just opens the door and stares at you like if a look could in fact kill, you probably would not be breathing anymore.
That's fine. Actually, before I take action, it's 11, so let's take our break, and I will approach this gentleman in the next hour. Hour 2 down. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. Go grab a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever you got to do. We'll be back. We'll see you in a bit.